Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first broadcast of the Blue and Gold Standard, where we recognize the excellence not only at UTC, but within the community as well. My name is Kinnawa, and I'd just like to say I am honored to have you all tune in. But the show is not about me. The show is about recognizing what people do within the Chattanooga community and how they give back to all those around them. I'm here with a special guest. This young lady has done so much for the Chattanooga community. She has not only had 15 years of over 15 years of experience with Brewer Broadcasting as a professional broadcaster. She is also the Chamber of Commerce Downtown Board Vice President of Education, host of Point of View, a public affairs TV show program, did the Couch Talk interview for TedX Chattanooga 2016, and is also the co-executive producer for 9 United for Equality, Reflections on the Struggle for Civil Rights in Chattanooga. She is also an eager learner, and she is eager to learn more. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you all Nicole Brown, but we know her as Professor Brown. Professor Brown, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know who you were talking about, but I'm actually here.
Really, I mean, honestly, it seems that you do so much. I don't understand how you have the time to even be here, honestly. I'm so honored for you to be here. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So I see that also that you interviewed LL Cool J, Boys to Men, Cheryl Underwood, and more. Many more at that. How has that been?
Oh, that was, I don't want to use the word amazing. I don't want to use the word outstanding, all of that. I want to say that was a great time in my life. At Brewer Broadcasting, that's when people would just come through the door and you don't know who's coming. And as a young person, as a young broadcaster particularly, I was trusted to do those interviews. And of course, I was envied in the community, particularly with the LL walking in the studio and you're going, yes, I have him.
Right.
And get a chance to ask those candid conversation interview questions that people probably wouldn't be bold enough to ask. So I loved my job.
I bet. I bet a lot of people would actually kill for that job. That is amazing.
There was a mean mugging going on, but I didn't care. I loved it. So as you always say, the haters, I welcomed those at that time.
Hey, haters gonna hate. I like that. Okay. All right. So I have a few questions for you, and I hope you're ready for that because I know the audience may not know some of these things, but we're gonna shed a little light on those. The first question I have for you is that you are the creator and the advisor for the Perch, UTC's landing station, which is the online web-based radio station here at Chattanooga, here at UTC, excuse me. So exactly how was that experience for you? Why did you bring it here?
It wasn't my idea. I was approached by the UTC Communication Department to create the station within that current semester, which means I had a few days basically to create it. Wow. So I had to learn the technology. I had to train myself basically on the equipment, the software, and all of that. Then I had to recruit students and train students, and I did all that in 28 days.
Wow.
Yeah, by myself. And so that happened in 2009. We're in 2016, and the station has grown, the staff has grown, and I'm just very proud to see that the vision that I had, just not from the students learning how to do the Perch, but going on to the national public radio status and going on to commercial radio. And I'm going, now, what was my vision again? But it's grown past what I wanted to do, so I'm very, very excited to hear people in the community using the Perch as a table topic now.
Right.
And it's not just for students, it's also for faculty and staff to have their own radio shows. And I'm just sitting here just thinking, I just wanted to create a radio station. Well, so they asked me, and it's gone beyond what I expected. So I'm very happy about that.
That's good. That is, and honestly, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to not only have Professor Brown on the show, but also to work beside her because she's also my advisor because I'm the station manager of the Perch. And let me tell you, everything she just told you is exactly correct. Because yes, it is definitely much more bigger than what she is saying because it is amazing and there's definitely a great staff that are not only students but of course faculty and staff there. Now that brings us to our next point is not only you've worked with the staff on students, worked with the staff here at UTC, but it seems that you're also within the community. I see that you are on Mayor Andy Berke's Council for Women and Education co-chair. So let me ask you about that. What do you do?
Love that. Finally, somebody get a chance to ask me that question. So what we do is Mayor Andy Berke, he created this council for women, and he wanted women to tell him what kind of policy recommendations can I do as a mayor to help women overcome some obstacles, whether it's talking about education, justice, leadership, economic, and also healthcare. And so we have to come up with policy papers per se that helps the mayor and city council. What can we do right now that will help women in our community? And we're doing that. We're on our third policy paper, and it's humbling for me because I have this blessed life, but there are some women in our community that don't have that. And so me being in higher education, I feel like I'm so privileged, and I'm not rich. I'm just a regular citizen here. I'm educated, but I'm just plain Nicole. And there are so many women that they don't have child care. They can't come to college. They don't have the money. They don't have help, and there are so many things they can't do, and I'm in a position now I can help you with that because we're coming up with these policy changes, and so that's what we're helping with the mayor right now. We got a chance to present before city council.
Wow.
Yeah, and they want to know what I can tell you what you can do right now. There are empty buildings in your neighborhoods. Change those into daycare centers for the women in our community. Do that today.
Wow.
So those was one of the things I can share with you. Teen pregnancy. People are always talking about it, but what are you doing to help those who happen to be in those situations? Stop having these meetings. Do something to help people. Right.
Okay. So now, Professor Brown, I see that, of course, seems like you are doing a lot. But let me ask you exactly, does that ever get nerve-wracking for you to get out there? I know I'm pretty sure you have to go out there and talk to some people about what issues are they having.
Right. So we had focus group meetings. And I didn't realize it was going to turn into a security guard because the focus group meetings were for women only to come and let's just talk. What are you going through? So we had Latino women. We had women who didn't speak English well, but they wanted to share with us, here's what I'm dealing with. They say they're coming from other countries. They're not hired because people can't understand them as they speak English. Wait a minute, let me get this straight. You speak English, but they're saying you don't speak good enough English to be hired as a professional like me. Really? So that's a problem. And they were just talking, and so all of a sudden I go to the door, there's a man. Well, I want to join in on the conversation. Then I had to turn into security. He tells me, well, my wife's in there. Well, that's nice. You can go to your car and wait on her, sir.
Oh, wow.
So you get into these conversations that are so meaningful for the women, but then there's this other side that wants to hear what we're doing. And I just had to have a friendly conversation with him, and he left, and he probably called the mayor, and I'm cool with that. But we proceeded and had a really good, strong conversation with our focus groups. We had about 2, and we're going to have another set coming up in a couple of weeks with the teen moms in our community.
Okay, wow, man. It seems that you are that is phenomenal.
I'm that busy.
Yeah, it seems like that. Yeah. So ladies, if you have any questions or you do want to make sure any issues that you are having or you feel like there's a concern that could possibly be done within the city of Chattanooga, please make sure that you see this woman right over here because she is the woman to save the day. She's probably your biggest superhero. So be sure to contact her, Professor Brown. Now, before we begin, Professor Brown, before we go on, Professor Brown, we're actually going to have a little break. We're going to take a little break to Jalisa Monroe. She's going to have the eye stylized section. So you all be sure, stick around because we'll be right back. And of course, Professor Brown will answer another question that may be a little more beneficial to you all. Stay tuned.
Stylized.
Thank you, Kinnawa. I'm Jalisa Monroe, your host of Stylized. And today we have our Roots Hair and Beauty Supply store here on 3913 Brainerd Road in the Belvoir Plaza. Today we're going to interview Mr. Sam Tisdale, the owner of Roots Hair and Beauty Supply store. All right, and here's Mr. Sam Tisdale. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Roots?
Yeah, number one, my name is Sam Tisdale. I've been in business for somewhere around 15 years. Own a few businesses locally, Rossville Boulevard, Brainerd, Gun Barrel, Tisdale Fashions, and I recently opened up Roots Hair and Beauty. Basically, it's a beauty supply store with all your needs. Our number one focus is customer service. Lowest price with the best quality, and basically we want to try to take that market back.
I'm all about quality items for a very good price. And you definitely have that here, which really drew me into your store.
Exactly.
I love it. And it's not so many products to where you're overwhelmed and it's, stuff everywhere. It's very clean, nice color on the wall. I'm all about color. And you have a wig wall, which I love wigs.
Exactly.
I love
Everybody.
a good wig. Absolutely. All right, so you guys just recently opened when?
We've been open for about 3 months. We had our grand opening somewhere around 3 weeks ago. It went well. We had a big crowd. Blessed. Definitely happy for that. And we're growing every day. New customers coming every day. So.
All right, and you guys are open 7 days a week. What are the times?
So we're open 7 days, Monday through Wednesday. We're open from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. And then Thursday through Saturday, we're open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. And then Sundays, 12 to 6.
I always come on Sundays. So there's not a lot of people there.
Exactly.
So I can get in, see everything, and get right on back out.
I like that.
Speaking of going in, you mind if we go in your store?
Yes, take a look.
See the rest of the video of our visit at Roots Hair Beauty Store and how you can receive discounts, please go to youtube.com/stylized by Jaleesa. Click on the video labeled Roots Hair Beauty Store and see how you can save next time you visit Roots. Well, that's enough for Stylized today. See you guys next week. Back to you, Kinnawa.
Thank you so much, Jaleesa. Now, we're back with Professor Brown. I hope you all enjoyed that. Now, Professor Brown, I'm here. I know we just talked about the council, Mayor Andy Burke's Council for Women in Education co-chair. We talked about the creator and advisor for the Perch. Now, we're on to the biggest question that not only I have, but a lot of people have actually asked me about, not only within Chattanooga, but have actually asked me about back home. When they found out who you were, they were wondering, what exactly is this award? So I want to ask you now, what is the 2016 American Lung Association Woman of Distinction Award that you received?
Humbling, brings tears to my eyes to think about how I was selected to be one of the 10 that was selected for 2016, but it's recognizing the women in the community that do leadership, that do community service, and you read the list earlier, but I thought I'm just doing a little bit. There's so much more that I can do in the community, but I have a job.
Right, yeah.
So it's all recognizing what you're doing for your leadership and your community service, and not just like the one or two things. You really have to be doing some things to truly help your community. And it's a fundraiser for the American Lung Association because they're trying to find more research opportunities for people with a cure for lung issues. And so that's what that's all about. And so if you're trying to help other people, I'm all about that.
Right. Okay. And I can definitely see from your resume as well. So I want to ask you exactly what exactly did you do to get this award? Because like you said, you felt like that there was so much more, but obviously within a community, they felt like you did enough or you did more than enough to receive the award. So what exactly do you feel that you did?
So the things that you read earlier about being on the Mayor's Council for Women, I don't even think that was probably one of the things that impressed them. I think it was some of the things I did here on campus, and they want to know, what did you do for free?
Oh, okay, okay.
So when they ask me, like, what have you done as far as like for free? I'm like, oh, I've done a lot of things for free. I've came up with the idea for the students to broadcast the first presidential election on UTC's campus in 2012, but the university took 26 to the actual inauguration, and so that's impact on how many individuals to go out and learn about civic engagement. And of course, I've done been on the board for the Partnership for Family, Children, and Adults for so many years, and that's a social services board. They have like 26 agencies within the company, but elderly services, youth homes. There's so many youth in our community that are displaced, and so I'm on that board. But I don't want to brag about me because I really don't do well with talking about myself, but I'm very engaged in the community, and they recognize that. So you have to be nominated to get this award. And lucky for me, Donna Killian, I've been looking up to her in the community. My mentor, Eva Dillard, was the CEO and president of United Way. Dr. Deborah Arfkin, he's a retiree professor here at UTC. I've been looking up to them, and they were watching me all of this time. So they nominated me, and I'm like, me? But somebody saw something, and I truly value that.
It seems that you also are a product of the company that you keep. And that is absolutely amazing, because it seems that not only you are surrounded by all these great people, but you have also, exhibited that you yourself are great as well. And that is very admirable as well. So that brings me to my final question for you, is what advice do you have for those people who want to succeed and want to give back?
That's a very tough question for me, because I'm still learning. But you're asking me and what's driving me, I found something that made me mad. And education makes me mad. So with that, going to classroom or work in higher education, when you're seeing people who you're looking at data, and they're talking about how Chattanooga, Tennessee, the scores are so low. How are you and your community going to be able to get the jobs that come from Volkswagen and all these new companies? I got mad, but I got happy that I chose, when I graduated from Middle Tennessee State University, I came back home.
Right.
So my data should count, but unfortunately, other people are not coming back home. They're not staying, so the numbers are a little slurred. And then what are we doing in our community to continue to educate those who are in the inner city and the, I want to say, underperforming schools? That's ticking me off. So I got mad, and so that's why I want to continue to do more, because I'm not excited at what I see.
Right.
And so I'm finding out, how can I help this group? How can I help that group? What is the need? And I don't want to have another meeting. I'm action oriented. Of course, you can probably see that.
Yeah, indeed.
Action oriented. I'm not attending your meetings unless there's an action behind it. So that's what I'm doing, and I encourage all people to do so. Those that do meetings, that works for you, but then that's a 2-3 year turnaround. For me, action. And then I'm on board with that. And for me to participate with the 50th anniversary March on Selma, Bloody Sunday, when I did that, that challenged me even more. I'm not competing with other people. I'm not competing with peers. I'm competing with the person I wake up with that I see in the mirror. That's my competitor.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing today, what you're seeing right here, is someone who saw a change needed to happen, being the change that needed to happen. So thank you so much, Professor Brown. Really appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming on the show and, of course, talking to me and talking to the audience, the viewers, about what you are doing within the community and also how they can also get back in the community.
Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the hot seat. Now, here on the hot seat, what we do is I'll talk about what's going on within the Chattanooga community and also what's going on at UTC. So if you have any questions or if you want to make sure that your events are being publicized on this show, please be sure to email me right below. My email is right there. But also, we're going to go into what is going on after spring break. Yes, spring break is next week, so you all be safe. Students, make sure you're having fun, but of course, come back ready to work, because I hope that you all did well on midterms. And if you did not, this is your last chance, because of course, the last day to drop classes is coming up swiftly right after spring break. All right, next event that we are going to publicize is that Brother to Brother is having a Wild and Out event on March 24th, 2016 in the UC Auditorium. Be sure to be there, because they are recreating the show Wild and Out by Nick Cannon, of course. And of course, shout out to DJ Hefe, who will be the DJ for that evening. So make sure you all get there and get there early, because the UC Auditorium does have a capacity requirement. Next up is Delta Zeta will be having their philanthropy week. They'll be having their 4th annual Hamburger for Hearing. So make sure you all are in attendance, which will be on Thursday, March 31st. Do not be late. And of course, during that week, Monday through Wednesday, they will be selling pre-sale tickets for $5, and there are $7 at the door. Do not miss this opportunity. And once again, thank you all for tuning in to the first broadcast of the Blue and Gold Standard. I hope to hear from you all soon. And of course, I hope to see you all here in 2 weeks after spring break, because we will have another set of guests. And let me give you a little hint. they'll actually be UTC students who are actually doing something within the community. Stay tuned, and thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to recognize excellence not only on UTC's campus, but within the community. Thank you.